red-hot bunch of Terps from Maryland. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, along with the governor, Coach Bill Raftery, and welcome to East Lansing. Michigan State's got it rolling with Tom Izzo, #1 in the nation, as they face Maryland, and they've got some ball players here in East Lansing.
Well, you're #1, so you know how to handle it. How to handle it, though. Stick to your identity, I think, Gus. You know, rebound, push the ball, be tough on the defensive end, and counter that. What does Maryland have to do? I think they have to play their game. If it's a good early shot, take it. If it is not, be patient and make sure you get a good one and you're balanced on the other end of the floor.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with the Terps. Coach Turgeon trying to piece it together because of some very, very big injury.
He's had to really deal with some circumstances that are tough. But Cowan, run the show. This kid can get in the lane and find people.
Meanwhile, for Michigan State, Coach Izzo, 62 years old in his 23rd season at MSU, and a look at his starters.
How about take your pick there? There's some beef up front. You've covered some heavy football. They got some guys who mix it up in that game as well.
Your officials for tonight's game: Gene Steratore, Lamont Simpson, Paul Sell. The last meeting between these two teams, Maryland beat Michigan State 63-60 last March in College Park. Melo Trimble hit a tie-breaking 3 with a second to go, and here we go.
No Melo, but right now, Gus Johnson, the Terps go.
Michigan State beat Savannah State 108-52 Sunday here in East Lansing.
Bridges has got a match, but he's going to be able to do some damage as well. He's got size to shoot over.
Jackson drives baseline, pivots, kicks it out, 13 to shoot for Cassius Winston, the pride of Detroit High School.
One of the two, I might add.
Langford, rims out. And Cowan with the rebound. In his last game, he played over 40 minutes, so he's ready to go the whole way.
He may have to. He's got some stamina. They like that horn set, run across, post up. And Herder, I just love how he keeps busy without the basketball.
Fernando drops step baseline side. Jump shot goes down. Nicely done.
You're so tempted to say there's no hideaway on that jumper, huh?
Bruno Fernando, the Angolan. Meanwhile, Will with the jump hook short. Fernando with a rebound.
He's such a high percentage shooter right up his alley, Ward.
Cowan driving to the basket. Tried to keep it alive.
Herder's got range. He's got the ability to put on the deck and more athletic than he looks. He fades to the corner nicely. Boy, you got to get out on him.
Herder jump shot goes down, and all of a sudden Maryland off to a terrific beginning. Kevin Herder from Clifton Park, New York, sophomore, and a whistle. Looks like inside.
The big guy got jammed up. And this is just a little give and take, a little rat-tat-tat-tat. Bruno can really do some damage, but here after a pin down and just a little lazy cover on the little handoff.
Michigan State 14-1, the loss 88-81 to #2 Duke on November 14th, on a night when Grayson Allen had 37 for Mike Krzyzewski.
I draw a kick.
Jackson and Robert at home. And the Spartans are on the board.
That kid's a big-time keeper. So many things just on the defensive end that are electrifying, much less the deep thrust.
Jaron Jackson Jr., the son of Jaron Jackson Sr., who had a great career for Trinity Thompson at Georgetown. Meanwhile, Herder on the reverse layup.
And that's Herder again, keeping busy, but a great find by Anthony Cowan.
Coach Turgeon said, yes, we have injuries, but we're a deep team. We can fight through it. Jackson straight up, sure.
He can mix it up pretty good, can he?
He's got his mama's height and her talent.
And then, well, his dad's got a great smile.
But he's got her looks, too.
That helps. Same plays before, they disdain and break.
Cowan rolling down the lane, pulls up on the fade off the heel, loose. Winston with a rebound.
And look at all the red shirts because you got a good shot.
Winston, sophomore guard out of Detroit. Great passer, baseline, deep jumper, and that one goes down for guess who? Miles Bridges.
Boy, this kid is some load. Such an upside. Big-time rebounder, contributes on this end as well.
He's a Flintstone.
Mo Pete.
Charlie Bell.
Charlie Bell.
The team cleaves. Fernando jump hook. And here come the Spartans' diagonal pass. Langford tracks it down in the corner. Bridges, step back lefty. Short. And over the back coming up on Jackson Jr.
Jared just a little too much, but this is what I love about her. He's just so good without the basketball. Really understands when to cut, when to go. And look at how they've spaced beautifully, spreading out those long arms in length to Michigan State.
Maryland riding a 7-game win streak. Open the year with a 5 straight before losing 3 of 4 from November 24th through December 1st. Here's the freshman. Picks up his dribble in no man's land and throws it away.
He is a driver. They play it for him. He's got a nice looking stroke, and that's only going to get better. But Jaren Jackson, speaking of getting better, first year, ability deep, passes beautifully. Even today, Gus, you remember he was kicking the ball out, and he put it right on the money for the jump shooters on any ball reversal.
Now sub coming in for the Spartans, Gavin Schilling. 6'9", 245, senior out of Chicago with the Findlay Prep, also in Nevada. Interesting
background too, right? A little steps here on the crossover. Tum-tum, no.
One thing about this Michigan State team, Coach Izzo was telling us at the shoot-around today, he loves the depth of this team.
And not afraid to play anybody. I was worried he gets 18 minutes. I mean, this is a big-time center. Rotation of Justin Schilling, he can bang. Not great offensively, but knows his limitations as well.
Matt McQuaid is also checked in for the Spartans. He wears number 20, guarding Herder right now.
And he can stroke it, and he can rebound, too.
And Herder coughs it up.
Got to get back and match up. Can't leave him alone.
They swing it. Bridges. And a moving screen called on Jackson Jr. I believe that's his second. And it is. He'll have to sit at the 15:38 mark. 9-7 MSU. Back after this.
He's got 2 inches. The statue.
Tower. They got the tie right. It's always kind of crooked.
He wants to post up.
Fernando Herder. Deep jumper for Herder, and it's good.
Doesn't need much. Always set. Perfect form. Quick release.
Mr. Basketball in the state of New York. Kevin Herder has 8 points.
That's
and the Terps take a 1-point lead.
That's hard for you to say for an upstate kid. I know that.
Up top. On the wing. This one goes down. Kenny Goins.
Well, he has worked on that shot. We both watched him today. He's slipping into that post when he gets the zone. Foul line makes it, making the corner one and then the wing.
12-10. Big Ten basketball on Fox Sports 1.
Herder can get a shot off if he wants it because he's got tum-tum. You want to post him up.
Herder posting up now.
Goins did a great job. Left his man to create the problem.
3rd turnover. Now McQuaid drives. Tried to hand it off. And Michigan State turns it over.
Just a really nice job of taking advantage of that little and he knows how to turn, not even distracted on the right, which is difficult for a righty shooter as well. Boy, does he get rid of it.
Kevin Herder, 13 points against Penn State on Tuesday as the Terps beat the Nittany Lions 75-69 in Landover to move to 2-1 in conference play. Bruno Fernando had his first career double-double, 17 and 11. I have a feeling we're going to see an angel with this Fernando kid, similar to Delgado at Seton Hall.
I think you're right. He is really a tough kid around the rim, and Wiley's ability to stretch the D. Well, they were playing with a lot of confidence right now.
13-12 Maryland.
Nice back cut. Tum-tum. And a no-no on the D as well with a step and go.
Miles Bridges getting up high. Back and forth they go here in East Lansing. One of the great places to watch a college basketball game. Meanwhile, Cowan.
Anytime you go under against that kid, he's going to want a mistake in the open court.
And Cowan with the steal to the hole, up and in.
Boy, that really helps your cause if you're Maryland. Get an easy one against this sound, fundamental team.
Cowan with 5. Terps up by 4. Quaid.
Really not looking inside, settling deep, and for good reason.
Bridges is the shooter, folks. He has 8 points. Chris Mullen, I'm sure, likes the way that ball comes off his hand.
Well, no question about it. What a beautiful stroke for a lefty. Well, Tom Izzo up and at him on the sideline.
Talked to Tom Izzo before the game. He told me that he still loves it. Every day of it. Coaching at Michigan State.
You could tell it today. Tough shot.
Tchaikovsky.
Old-time rolling hook. Jerry Lucas maybe in the 60s.
Maybe some George Mikan as well.
Wow, that's your era.
Bridges drives this time. Tchaikovsky hauls it in. Cowan will push it hard into the front court. Hesitation, drives to the basket, kicks it out of the trap.
That's what he does well, though. Turns the corner and then kicks back once he collapses the defense. Go. Well, that's just pretty basketball. Step and go, not in the stance. There's nobody at home. And Tchaikovsky let the good times roll. Bob Hubreaks in the early 50s. I read about it, obviously. Pretty, though. It works. Ask Kareem.
Bridges takes a seat into the game now. Nick Ward, who's been having a terrific start to this season. Winston back in at the point. Quaid looking for Ward, and the foul from Nando. A little too aggressive.
That little three-quarter. Got to give ground a little bit. Had forced him out far enough, I thought, to maybe regain position.
Fernando picks up his first. Remember, Jaren Jackson Jr. picked up 2 at around the 15-30 mark. He had to go to the bench. Step back jump shot. That one short for Joshua Langford.
He's got a great pull-up game. Look at this kid's speed. Nice strip. Your guy, pretty good student. Were you a good student in your high school days?
Terrible student.
Well, Winston was a real good one. We know that.
But I sat next to some good students.
Just one seat away. You told me a great story. In 8th grade, you wanted to go to Jesuit High for studies, which is wonderful. Detroit University Jesuit High.
Wasn't easy, I'll tell you that. Toughest thing I've ever had a chance to be a part of.
But look what it's done for you.
Winston, cross court. Quaid looking for some space. Maryland not giving it to him. Baseline, Goins.
I'll tell you, practice, boy. That kid, we saw him drilling all day.
He's got 6, 2 threes. Starting to get warm here inside the Breslin Center. And Michigan State forces a turnover.
Bad foul.
What a foul.
Moby. You like this one?
Yes, I do.
Get those puppies organized. Drill it. It's big time knockdown. Hall of Famer, the energy he possesses, the love he has for the program and the kids is just exceptional. Not that other guys don't, but today we were exposed to it. His caring, what he's developed here in terms of great players who've come back, who have such meaning for the other kids on the program. Pretty special.
He's had 18 players drafted by the NBA, 9 in the first round, including the great Draymond Green.
Your guy.
My favorite.
He can chat like you. Speaking of chatting,
Langford.
He can speak for himself the way he strokes it.
23-19. Joshua Langford from Huntsville, Alabama, a sophomore. Fernando doing a nice job staying out of foul trouble. Only 1 foul. Cowan, the lob, big fella. They lob it behind him, and Maryland turns it over for the 5th time.
Well, those are the plays you got to grade. Well, Bridges, we talked about what a load he is around the rim, stepping outside, the ability to put it on the floor, and we will see that during the course of the night. He goes either way. And what a pleasure for this program to have him come back, don't you think?
Yeah, looks like this will be his last year. Such a talented young man, Miles Bridges.
Well, he and Tum Tum are something special. I think Josh is part of that. Langford, the enjoyment he has around those two and the rest of his team.
Coach Izzo compared him to Gary Harris He said Gary Harris is starting to really develop in the NBA, and he feels like once this kid gets there, a similar path may be taken.
Well, everybody looks at him, he's pleasant and smiles. That hopefully won't go away, but the competitiveness is there. And there's so much within that body in terms of ability. He's going to blossom as he gets older.
Here comes Cassius Winston now, along with Goins, Langford, Bridges, and Nick Ward. Here's Ward, making himself big on the box. Double pivot, but he traveled.
A nice job by Tchaikovsky, Frankie. And Tom on the sideline saying he's kept his pivot foot. And you know what infuriates coaches is that they teach that.
Gene Steratore getting an earful too.
Gene used an earful on the weekend too, doesn't he?
That's right, in the NFL as one of the lead referees. But he's actually sweating in this sport. We normally don't see him sweat. He doesn't work that hard.
You mean it's not that, it's much harder here, huh?
Cowan, 3. Ward with a rebound. Winston galloping into the front court. One thing about Winston, he's got a lot of patience when it comes to his offense.
He'll take what comes to him.
Bridges with a screen, turn. Inside, Ward, offensive foul.
He did it twice though, I thought. Finally they're going to catch up with him. With the big fella rolling, a nice piece of defensive preparation. You just see this little step in here. Smart play. Turge knows what he's doing out there. Won wherever he's been. First got to know him a little bit at Wichita State. And this is tough, not being as deep in the Big Ten in particular. Is the physicality of the league.
Mark Turgeon at Maryland has never finished lower than 3rd place in the league. He's 58 years old in his 7th season. A Larry Brown disciple. Coach Brown, I'm sure, watching this game now from the Hamptons. Herter spinning, working hard up the windows and in.
Well, he does a nice job when they ISO for him. He's got great individual skill level and not afraid because of that height to go up. Doesn't have to look at the poise here. Drop step, spin, a little kiss out of upstate New York. I've read so much before he went down there. And I think I had his dad Tom's game when he played at Siena. They made the, I hate to say this, 89, the NCAA. Look at this, faulty. Nobody got back. The guards have to help.
And Ward makes him pay.
Yeah, Tchaikovsky was a little lingering coming down, but you've got to stay there till he returns.
Great crowd watching this game tonight on a cold winter night here in East Lansing. Herter. And over the back foul called on Tchaikovsky. That's his 2nd.
Yeah, that hurts. You don't want to get him that way conceded, but here, I don't know why. He's thinking this is his man. You got to run back. What are you going to do back there? You're not going to, and nobody here collapses. That's just, again, lack of bodies, different people on the floor that are accustomed to his teams.
Winston brings it up. Cowan guards the ball. Langford guarded by Herter.
Great pull-up game too, off the bounce.
They feed inside. Ward, left hand, no.
Oh, he's missed a couple of those.
Herter the other way. Maryland, no fear in their eyes against the #1 team in the nation.
They spent a lot of time on tape because they couldn't do as much. Good not call.
Fernando with the soft baseline jump shot. I tell you, we got another Angel Delgado in this league with this kid.
You think he's going to be that good a rebounder? I know he's going to be a great player, but you think the rebounding as well?
You may be right. Yeah. He's a freshman, though.
Yeah. He's built stronger than Angel, don't you think?
6'10", 245. Going. That time too close. Out of bounds. Will stay right here.
Fernando gives it the little chug, and not a bad play by Ward, trying to get the attention of the officials. Wouldn't make it on Sunset Strip, but what the heck. Big turnaround delivery.
25-24. Michigan State leads this series 6-5. It dates back to 1960-55, this series. The teams are 3-3, though, since Maryland joined the Big Ten.
Obi on the floor now. Transfer from Duke. Can give some fouls. Nice job here showing.
Winston pushing off, draws a double team. Ward leans in and out, but a foul.
Riley underneath, got there a little bit late. How about the way Ward has been shooting the ball? I mean, just astronomical. Incredible.
Nick Ward from Gahanna, Lincoln, Ohio. In his last 4 games, 32 for 34 from the field, coach, 94%. He was 9 for 9 versus Houston Baptist, too.
Unbelievable when you think of it. And just consistency, too. 72% for the year. That's an amazing number. I know a lot around the hoop, but they turn around jumpers and hooks.
26-24. Fernando swings it.
A little bit of an America's play here, screen to screener.
Herder.
And you don't get out on him. Whew. You pay the price.
Watch out for this kid. 14 points for Kevin Herder in the first half, and the jumper is hitting nothing but the bottom.
And Michigan State and Tom thinking they had gotten better defensively, but a lot of lapses this first half for this high caliber D.
27-26 Terps. Number 1 being tested here. Bridges. Loose. Picked up. Herder's 5 for 6. Let's see if Cowan looks for him. Inside, Fernando blocked by Ward. Bridges on the move. Bridges to the hole. Euro step. Lefty, no, but a foul.
Well, that shows you what he can do with the dribble. That is a wide-shouldered, big body stud coming at you, but it all starts with the D for the Spartans. Keep it in play. Where's LeBron? Woo!
Battle in the Big Ten, number 1 being tested. Sounds great.
You'll be in busy playoffs someplace, I would think, football, right?
Hopefully, maybe I can slide in
you
Vegas.
You can't slide in Vegas. You're too big. And speaking of big, look at those shoulders.
Bridges. 3 things you need to know about Miles Bridges. First of all, his favorite pro team, Oklahoma City. What mom cooks best, nacho dip, career goal, Hall of Fame.
How about that? Now that's a goal. He's playing for a Hall of Famer.
9 points for Miles Bridges. 27 up. Michigan State, Maryland. Michigan State undefeated in the Big Ten, 2-0. Maryland 2-1 in conference play and a travel. Morcell has turned it over for the 2nd time. 6 overall turnovers for the Terps.
And he is a tough kid. He's a real keeper, terrific driver.
Brings a toughness, his coaches say. He's from Baltimore, Maryland.
1-1-3, the old Tark look at Vegas, basically a 2-3 zone. Popping that foul line at some point, making an open look.
Winston.
Nice rebound.
McQuaid with the rebound, kick back up top. Winston in and out. Fernando, 2-handed board.
McQuaid is a very good rebounder, and against the zone, ample opportunities.
Inside, Fernando again.
Turn and face. He's got a little hook game too.
There it is. Bridges kicks it out. Tum-Tum.
Tum-Tum really gives him some spark, great defensive energy.
And Ward giving him some grit.
Exactly, and McQuaid to the correct hand for the drop step lead to the deuce.
2-point lead for Michigan State. Maryland's won 7 in a row.
Got to get Herder involved somehow. Got to give him good looks as much as you can.
Cowan driving, flipped it up and in.
He's amazing, the shots he makes around the rim. Last game he had an incredible one at the hoop.
Ties it at 29.
Well, they had a good one against Penn State. What a great game to watch. Back to man now.
Inside Ward, they're feeding the big man, and they better.
Boy,
Give me the ball, coach. and stop messing around.
When you're that big, I'd pay heed. Boy, when he loads up, begging big time, he'd make you look silly.
He's got 7. The average is 15 a game. 5 minutes to play. We've got a good one here from East Lansing on a cold night. So cold, folks, a guy could rob you with a bucket of water.
Well, let me think about that one. But the ability to get to the rim is amazing by this kid. To make the 3 and just in traffic, able to finish almost Kyrie Irving-like. And down the other end, you got to learn to do your homework early, or you are going to pay a dues and get hit with a bucket of ice water.
Fernando picks up his 2nd foul. He has to leave. Sean Obi, a graduate student, comes in to take his place, and Coach Turgeon doesn't like it.
No, not at all.
Fernando got that 2nd foul. He was doing such a great job of staying out of foul trouble.
He feels he was dislodged, I think, but boy, what a load to keep him out of the lane. Shape up, power basketball, a la Michigan State.
Coach Turgeon, he's had some great coaching mentors. Larry Brown, Roy Williams, Jerry Green.
Ended up at Tennessee for a while. Jerry, Oregon as well. Of course, Larry Brown, tremendous history and contributions to the game ever since Carolina and the Olympics. And this kid has a deep understanding of how to compete, to get it done.
He played at Kansas.
The dream team, right? Not their dream team, I should say. Danny Manning, right?
Yep.
88.
Was graduate assistant on the Danny and the Miracles National Championship team.
The Big Ten Coach of the Year a couple of years ago, 14 and 15.
Winston. Now Bridges drives hard with the right hand, leaves his feet. McQuaid, rising fire. And
they know where you're supposed to be. Location. Terrific find by the big guy.
Largest lead of the game now for the Spartans. 34-29. Maryland can't let it get out of reach. Fernando on the bench with 2. Nickens. Herter. He's been sensational. 14 points. Off the dribble this time. Step back 3.
And a good job defensively by McQuaid.
Bridges with the push. McQuaid again. McQuaid.
Duncanville, Texas, delivered big time. That's the push. Rebound and run.
Listen to this crowd at East Lansing. Magic Johnson's watching.
Herter's got to keep busy. He does.
Herter, back door, knocked away. Look at him dive. Out of bounds.
And look at everybody picking him up. Even look at it. Oh,
energy,
my goodness.
Enthusiasm. East Lansing, Big Ten basketball, FS1, baby. Come on back, 37-29.
The Great Emperor Penguin Migration.
Charge of the Spartan football team, Mark D'Antonio, coming off that Holiday Bowl win as they went out to San Diego.
What a bounce back here for him, right, Gus?
Yes, what a great coach.
Nickens deep ball.
Maryland now starting to get tentative. Tum-tum the other way. Danger zone for the Terps. Michigan State has scored the last 8. The Spartans are #1 in the nation in assists. Tonight, 13 assists, 13 hoops. McQuaid finally missed one and a foul.
Hit on the floor, not sure. Tchaikovsky gets #3.
Xavier Tillman bringing in great energy for Tom Izzo.
I mean, he hasn't been able to contribute, and boy, they could have used him this evening. Got a couple of silly fouls that time trying to check out. At some point, you relinquish and don't push.
Tillman, freshman, from Grand Rapids.
He was built like this as a freshman. Because this kid's going to be a big-time player here.
6'8".
Not enough room right now to give him a lot of minutes. But he is going to be a talented kid here.
Approaching the 3-minute mark of the first half. #1 team in America, Michigan State. Kyle, in and out dribble. Herter, he's got 14 in the first half. Tum closing on him there.
Automatic switch. Tum she should be able to get a shot. What a tough shot there in traffic to Cowan. They are right there and a run out. There's a lot of talented guys, but this may be the one superior. Can bring the house down. His ability to find people, his unselfish play, the little things he does besides ringing a bell big time.
Winston, quiet offensively. Oh, what a dive! Winston gives it up, and Xavier Tillman finishes.
Well, at least they got one great point guard out of that high school. You're now second best.
Coach, I wasn't a point guard, I was a shooter.
That was funny, your little take-to-tape with him. McQuaid doing a really good job keeping his distance.
Herter turns around, can't square. Rebound, Tillman, outlet. Winston, he finds Tum on the baseline.
Well, they get it side to side, too, if there isn't anything there.
Winston turns a corner. Inside again. Keep the big fella's hands full.
He knows where his bread will be buttered.
Michigan State on a 12-0 run. Spartans take a 41-29 lead.
Well, you got everything going well, Maryland, for most of the game. Not finishing the half has cost them dearly. But I don't know you stop this. A nice little roll to the goal. The ability to find people. Just sensational look. Drag somebody, and somebody happens to be free. Pretty play.
Leadership is one reason that many feel that this Michigan State team has a chance to win it all.
They do, and we mentioned how deep they are, but the backcourt has become solidified. Tum gives them that spark. By the way, the only guy that made a mistake the last few minutes was Sparky, the Spartan over here knocking on our table, ruining the monitors.
This kid, though, Cassius Winston, has to make great decisions. Tom Izzo told us during the shoot-around today that he loves the way he's been playing, but he's turning it over a little bit too much. And in those big games, he's going to have that cerebral approach. And he's got it in spades.
Tom is picky with that kid. That's his game, Marcel.
Winston the other way. Look at his eyes, folks. Hesitation to the cup.
Almost one there. You got to create a passing lane for him as well. Great guards turn it over, though. You know, from doing NBA games, they want to help. It's just being intelligent in your approach and making safe decisions.
Winston kicks it back. Bridges. Ball reversal. Tum three.
Tum lights it up, although watching him today, he's improved that stroke.
Running the Terps out of the gym now. 15-0 run to take a 44-29 lead. Maryland scoreless in the last 4.5 minutes.
Take your time on this trip. Stay in touch, get another stop, and you get the ball again.
Cowan a three. And finally, he stops the bleeding.
And this is big here, this stop for them psychologically, I think. Get the ball back.
Michigan State, they're shooting 63% over the last 4 games. And they've shot 60% or better in each of those games. 59% shooting right now.
Because they can be explosive. And of course, the good shooting is set up by good passing, good cutting. And when they're on top of the game, this is as good as I've seen them. I don't know how you feel. Last couple of minutes, you name it, they did it.
All right, let's take a look around the world of college basketball and see what's in the news.
How about Bonzi? Terrible when I heard that. This kid does so much for that program. And I watched that Texas Tech game. They were at 10 or 12 early, maintained it. And Marcus Howard, what a night. I think I read he had 42 in the second half. Ed Cooley, sleepless, not in Seattle, but in Providence on that game. And I'm telling you, got to see Trae Young if you're a basketball fan. I said to somebody today, he reminds me of Mo Cheeks. I'm not talking about Mo wasn't looking to score, but in running a team and making a play. and he's not a overpowering kid, but sinewy strength. But goodness.
We're comparing him to Steph Curry, Coach.
All right. Well, I'm a different generation, don't forget.
Winston, pick and roll with Bridges.
Good job by Obi.
Winston, deep jumper. Brick. Loose. Hits the deck, Cowan. And a foul coming up. Great hustle on that play by Sean Obi.
Did they get points on that one? Am I mistaken? That was Tillman, maybe. Tillman.
And the foul called on Tillman, his first.
Now this is important now to get a good shot, maybe get to the foul line. Nickens in now, who can make that three on a dribble drive. Obi out.
Goins back in, along with Jared Nickens from Maryland. Terps still fighting. 44-32.
Had to come a little quicker.
5 seconds to go. Cowan, speed, dribble to the basket. He's tripped up by Winston and foul.
And that's where you got to move your legs. That's the approach you have to take defensively. To make them turn once is the lament of most coaches.
Only 16 fouls, though, against Michigan State. So the Terps will not shoot on this trip. Marcelo inbounded on the baseline. Let's see if they can look for Herder. 3.7 to go. Here he is. Pump fake, steps back three.
Ooh, that was big.
And he short-armed it.
One of the few good looks he's really had. That's somebody in his face.
Michigan State goes on a 15-3 run in the last 5 minutes. They shoot 59% in the first half. 16 assists on 16 hoops. Spartans #1 in the land. Up 44-32 at the break. We'll send you to Rob Stone in LA right after this.
Mike and I are both veterans, both served in the Navy.
Wings, Michigan State shooting 57% from the field in the first half. Their bench really contributing as well.
That doesn't surprise you, really. They're so deep and talented, just so forceful with the way they play, with great leadership.
But when you look at this Michigan State team and when you talk about leadership, littlest guy on the floor for the Spartans is making things go.
Everybody needs a leader. We got one here. That's you. And this is as talented as they get. Good feel for the game, whether it's making shots or making plays for others. Solid contributor. They know, get the hands ready. But he may be the second best point guard. Oh! Detroit Jesuit. Hey, football, basketball, baseball. Give me a break. Honors from all over the country. There he is. The one and only. The humility just exudes from that body.
Caught me off guard.
I actually never knew 3. 2 I did know. That's unbelievable, but having a Hall of Fame must have been a great honor.
Yeah, it was something.
Your family had to feel great.
That's right. Unfortunately, my parents weren't around when that happened, but I know they were happy about it. Had a great time at Detroit Jesuit High School. Academics were awesome, even though I wasn't good at that. But the Jesuits made sure that I passed so I could play.
I do know how valuable you are to college kids, because wherever we go, you're talking to them about what they want to do with life. Forget about this, which is a lot of them will excel in that area. But it's great. It all started in 8th grade, you were telling me, where I wanted a good education. I wanted to be pushed to my limit, and worked out pretty good.
Hey, we had great coaches there, too. Scott Hammond, Bulldog Dick Kennedy, rest in peace, as well as Chris Wywoody, our baseball coach. So we start the second half, 44-32. Michigan State with the lead. Maryland with the basketball.
Got to get back in, be sound, get back to controlling the game a little bit. This isn't bad. It's first out. Try and get a good one, get to the free throw. Why not go in here with a big guy?
Fernando fouled.
That's a great sequence. Late in the shot clock and to get to the free throw line. I do think if I were pitching against you, knowing you probably were a woofer of sorts, I would give a Sal Magli inside fastball on occasion.
Right.
What do you think?
Right in my left ear, right? Fernando. I love this kid, Coach.
Yeah,
I think this kid's got a tremendous upside, only a freshman.
Right. There's so much asked of him now, in particular, with the missing studs. There's so much said about Justin Jackson, his talent, upside, and the concentration of an opponent. The scouting report is the other way. Now it's focused on second and third options.
6 points for Fernando. 44-34. Winston always in control, always under control. Bridges.
You got to play the whole shot clock out now. You're playing good D.
Jackson back in. He had 2 fouls early, 5 to shoot for Winston. Pulls up off the dribble.
Easy. That's interesting. That wasn't that difficult to defend. But maybe overplaying one side cost.
46-34, first basket of the game for Cassius Winston.
A little reach in, a little nickel dimer there. They clear out the side. They do that frequently for Cowan. And just here, the pick, no show. That makes it really difficult defensively. That's Fernando really way back.
Second foul on Winston. Maryland trying to figure out this Michigan State defense. It's a Rubik's Cube, and it forces them to speed up more than they need to.
And, you know, they're always in their proper position. There's a presence about them, weak side help, and they really stress individual containment and do it well.
Winston the other way. Guarded by Cowan, using the screen.
Fernando much better. Oh, I think he gets the discard at the end of it. He really played great defense in that sequence. Just his ability to turn and face, be big, and then just got too physical on that box.
Fernando picks up his third. He'll have to sit down again as Sean Obi replaces him. Jackson feeds the post, knocked away, loose, picked up. Morcell.
He has been quiet, unable to really dribble drive. I think he can overpower the guards if he wants.
Cowan looking for space. Herter has been quiet since exploding for the 14 points early in the first half. Morcell, oh man, on the step back one-legged jump shot. Don't do that in front of Patrick Ewing.
He is talented.
You see Patrick get up Derrickson for doing that the other night against DePaul.
Well, that was Derrickson. He's a post-up three-point shooter.
Jackson again.
How about that? Out with the 2 fouls. A pleasant return.
This kid's got major league, big-time talent at 6'11".
This is the end. I think he's amazing. Tough to get shots off, helps out. Did a nice job on Bonzi closing in. They get a hold on the cut. Langford. One of the few times he's been able to do it more so. This little step back. You got that in your arsenal? I've seen you at the Y, or Chelsea Piers anyhow. A little slide to the open area and knock down Jackson.
Herter got a good look. Can't lay it down.
Nice job screening for him, too.
I love Ward's aggressiveness.
He is a big time. Look at his load up. They got the reach in. I think Cowan. Nice help with Herter as well.
Cowan called for the foul. His second.
Well, if you don't prepare early, doing homework on the big, particularly Ward, they're going to bury you. And we haven't seen Bridges do it at all, but he's capable of it. Goins, all the bigs, as well as Jackson taking it out.
Goins has 2 3-point baskets in this game. He didn't have one coming in the whole season. Meanwhile, Winston gets to the cup with ease. Crossover.
Got the reach
and
in
the foul.
See, he's not moving his feet. Tom is really upset, but not moving his feet. And this is just nice hesitation to get to the 10. Mixing his game up And Tom coaching on the sideline. He had talked about his improvement and what he wants to do as that third foul cost him dearly. You want to play, don't reach.
The Tum-Tum should run the point where Michigan State gets the ball. 51-36. Defense, though, has been swarming for the Spartans. Maryland just can't figure out the Rubik's Cube. Herder inside. Tchaikovsky can't hold on.
Got to go up strong.
Ward, baseline. How simple can it get? He has 9.
Simple game, really. Herder's really good reading the next anticipated screen on a cut. Oh, that's a settle. And why not, I guess, huh? What a tough kid.
He's got some poise, too, Coach.
No, I love him. Saw him last year, early in the year.
He has 12. McQuaid's hit a couple of big J's. Tum-Tum putting pressure on the defense. Ward takes a peek at the clock. Baseline turnaround. Other side. Big fella.
Showing it all. Little Willis Reed in this game right now.
Oh, he's looking good. 11 points inside. Powell gets to the cut. Nice tip. And that one is Tamayak. Joshua Tamayak, a redshirt freshman. Jackson. Another jumper. Goes down. He has 12. Take a look at this kid, folks. If you're a Michigan State fan, this may be the only year you get to see him. That's what they're saying. There's a chance that he may bolt.
Once again, Tamayak down with the screen. He's pretty good on that. We saw him with the glass. He should have been rolling a little deeper.
Tchaikovsky. McQuaid. Tum-Tum. Crosstown traffic. Ward again. Now puts it on the floor. Goes to the hole. Draws a foul.
I think that's number 4. Tchaikovsky with that reach in. Well, this big guy in that low box, a mismatch for a lot of people because he can load up, can face up, knock that shot down. You said, look at the clock. A little stroke of magic by the southpaw. Woo, Michigan State on fire.
It's a big game Saturday for the Big East.
Wow, look at this!
First on Fox, Providence versus number 5 Xavier, the perennial powerhouse.
Kid, his talent. This is like a little scouting report. We see him making these threes. He's got active hops. He drives it. Great wingspan. Runs the floor. Guards his guy well. Dribble, drive, spin in the lane. You name it. And Jaron, a new JJ on the block. Big upside talent.
Love when you look at him. When we watched the shoot around today, and I had a chance to see him for the first time in person. He walks in the gym, and he certainly passes the eye test. I mean, you say, gosh, that's a basketball player right there.
He just looks the part, no question about it. I met him a couple of years ago with his dad, who said, you know, I think he's going to be pretty good. Jaron really went out on the limb on that.
First free throw for Ward, who's pretty good as well, from Gahanna Lincoln High School. Right outside Columbus. (59-41). Largest lead of the game for Michigan State, the #1 team in America, with only 1 loss to Duke.
A real perimeter game right now for Maryland. Dribble, drive, and find.
Cowan leans in, double clutch off the glass, no. Bridges hauls it down.
They get down with plenty of time to do the damage, too.
Now Jackson puts it on the floor, the kick. Bridges to the hole. Ooh, he tried that. Bang it.
He was a long way from home when he left the ground, too. There's so many tough matchups for Maryland right now. Physically, just stay at home and don't gamble and set up those opportunities down the lane. That set this up.
Bridges with 9 points, all coming in the first half. Now he has 10. And subs coming in, Gavin Schilling for Michigan State. Ward hits the bench. McQuaid in there as well.
You know, Gus, Miles Bridges reminds me of some of the old Carolina guys, like Michael Jordan, for example. Not as a player now, but Dean Smith saying the only guy that can hold him under 20 was me. He's learning how to play. I mean, another program, he'd be like feasting.
You're right. But it'll pay dividends a little later on.
Absolutely. It's all about that.
Jackson with the block.
The long arm of the law. Forget Derek Coleman. He's out of the picture.
And an offensive foul called against Maryland. And if it's Fernando, that's his 4th, and it is.
In the heyday at Syracuse, Derek did this with regularity. But this kid, that was an armpit block. He wasn't even fully extended.
Fernando with 4 fouls. Tchaikovsky with 4 fouls for the Terps. So now they're going to have to go really small. Ivan Bender, Justin Jackson, both out for the year for the Terps.
Boy, that's terrible. Short-handed. These kids getting in ready. He's stuck to the game plan. Just the talent one out there. Got them in a hole.
McQuaid can't give him any space.
Look at him talking. You were impressed with him talking today, weren't you?
No doubt about it. They really communicate well. Offensive rebound, McQuaid. Jackson, he's open, didn't shoot it.
Nice cut. Look at this line. Set that up beautifully. Don't fall asleep and count the house. Josh, as they call him. Great flash.
Langford with 5. Herder. And foul. McQuaid got him.
Good challenge by Herder. The other end, you think they got some good D, and just that opportunity to flash and do the damage. And Tom was saying, keep coming to the ball, which happened there. Don't stop in the lane. We heard him say that at practice. Well done and executed. They surround this kid with those healthy bodies that are not here. And they got themselves a nice lineup. Just unfortunate, the circumstances. But they'll get some wins, though. This is just a pretty deep, talented team they're playing tonight here. And they were ready. Not like you're #1 for a long time, just counting the house, relaxing.
That ball tipped out of bounds. Josh Langford got back on defense.
They do all the little things. Now, you've seen them around for the last 10 or 15 years. This is as good a team, I think, as he's had.
They are on their game, that's for sure, especially on the defensive end.
And that's exactly what Tom said. We think we're getting better.
Langford to the hole. Could have been a basket interference, no call. Cowan, nice. The kick. Herder on the deck. Dumps it inside, rejected out of bounds. Looks like Jackson Jr. got it again.
I'll tell you, the ticker Cowan has is impressive. He's not going to back off. And this is the pass that led to the pass. Unfortunately, size won out. Quite a disparity.
Michigan State with 6 block shots in this game. Cowan, deep.
Yeah, they are banging now.
Tum-Tum, Langford draws attention on the baseline. Pivots out of it. Tum-Tum, extra pass. Gavin Schilling with the flush. And the Michigan State Spartans, the #1 team in the nation, they are putting on a clinic. (65-43).
They make you pay. Cowan doubled, never recovered. A great dribble drive, set it up.
5 to shoot. Cowan knocked away out of bounds. Michigan State The #1 team in America for a reason. They do a little bit of everything. Up 65 to 43.
And Michigan, of course, one of those teams tough to guard, but some magic right here too. The ability of these guys.
Bridges, Ward, Jackson, Winston.
And this is what amazes me. He's happy. This is all about winning. I mean, 6 shots for an All-American. I mean, it's utterly amazing. It's all about winning here.
1 second on the shot clock. Maryland gets it off. Here comes Michigan State on the fast break. Inside, Schilling.
Yeah, I thought he should have caught it in the air and jammed it. It was too far under.
Bridges leaves his feet. Kick. Tum-tum off the bounce. Bridges, the teardrop.
That's what he does. Either way, look at him. He and Tum-tum magic together. Tum-tum will be on somebody's staff and be a heck of a coach someday.
They say this kid is just an amazing young man. Always reads a book a month on leadership. Step back, Marcel, blocked by Bridges, the freshman, getting work now. Cowan driving.
Nice.
Deep in the corner. And this goes down for Jared Nickens.
That's his game. Just stay at home and wait for the delivery. Excellent corner 3. Said to you during the commercial, this team plays like it's a tie game, Michigan State.
I don't know, Coach. They play like they're down.
That's a valid disagreement.
Cowan, 15-footer. Tell you what, this young man, Anthony Cowan Jr., sophomore from Bowie, Maryland, is a tough one.
Big time ticker, this kid.
Can you imagine if Melo Trimble would have stayed? Jackson.
Yeah, he got hit on that last jumper, I thought, too. Give away by Herder, I think. One thing about this team, it gets around the horn. They don't mind that extra look. You end up with shots like this. Get 2 fit in the lane. It's usually magic for your club.
Very cerebral point guard. Tum-tum. Lou Rawls. Nair. I love that name.
Great song, great singer. Said he went down to his high school coach in Oklahoma during the holidays. Spent some time with him at Sunrise Academy. Christian Academy, I should say.
Tum-tum slashing to the bucket. Off the glass, no, loose ball. And looks like it'll be basket interference.
The refs are getting a kick out of some of these athletic plays. Very easy carte blanche. I'm not so sure Michigan State didn't knock that in there.
I think so.
Right?
That's right. But right now, the Michigan State bench dominating, outscoring the Maryland bench 23-8, 69-48. Cowan gets to the hole and draws contact.
Bridges at one point was the only guy in the 20s, 25 minutes. Everybody else late teens.
His first. Team 6.
Cowan going to the line.
He's got an influence in Monroe. I think his grandma was a professor there.
And 3 things you need to know about Anthony Cowan. Let's check it out. Favorite class, sports journalism. He's taking your job, Coach. His dream date, Jennifer Lopez. I don't know, Alex Rodriguez wouldn't be happy with that. You'd be surprised. He hates cake. Marie Antoinette would not like him. Let them eat cake. And she got her head chopped off.
A-Rod would not be happy, you're right. But they make you play each guy. Here's the double Cowan, small on big. They figure they can gamble off with Tum-Tum.
Inside. Oh, what a pass. What a pass by Bridges.
Unbelievable feel. That's that unselfish blood that's streaming through that big body.
Goins with 8. Michigan State up 71-50. Cowan again.
Look at this kid go.
And the rebound award, he's fouled from behind, and now Jakovsky's gone.
Well, he really hadn't had any time on the floor at all. Reach over fouls that, in a sense, they're not hustle plays. It's not good judgment on his part all evening long, but this is just gorgeous. How about that find? And getting in the right spot makes it easier. Kenny Goins positions properly. This can be a house of horrors, by the way. They beat you, they inflict pain and punishment, too.
Coach Turgeon outgunned, outmanned. Michigan State sharing means caring, folks. 26 assists on 27 made baskets.
That'll keep people smiling. Anybody in better position, get it to them. Nick Ward getting himself in shape. He hasn't been able to do it much tonight, but he runs rim to rim with the best of them.
One thing you notice about this Michigan State team, everybody is in shape.
Yeah. Well, they've got a good shape to begin with.
No big bellies on this team.
No.
Fernando.
None of them hanging with you at midnight.
Yeah, we'll stay right here.
Fernando got the shot he wanted. Can't complain about that.
Cassius Winston back on the floor.
So little margin of error for Maryland coming here tonight.
Nickens a three. Fernando keeps it alive, bats it out. Cowan.
We had him, I thought, on the give back.
Cowan driving again and a foul.
Big guy, Ward, trying to help.
7:51 to play, second half, Michigan State up big.
Guy on top of every detail that makes them so good and him so good.
The game reset is sponsored by SoFi, rethinking personal finance.
Just see that ability to score at a high number, 61%. The bench, that's going to happen most nights because they play so many people.
MSU is in the process of shooting 60% or better in 5 straight games. That's unreal.
Good shots, good preparation. This kid has a will and a talent, Anthony Cowan.
Both free throws good.
Because he won't play it out, Cowan. This is 1-1, 2-1, or 2-2-1. Take your pick, more like a 2-2-1. See if they'll hurry or make a mistake. Good
Winston.
job. What are you doing? You can't let him run up like that. He'll deliver the groceries, take out the trash, and still bang it home.
Ward has 16. He had 7 at halftime.
Ward got a nice shot by Herter, selling the play. That was a play for him. People call that the America's play. Screen the screener. He's not happy unless he's unhappy, don't you think? I mean, he's charming. Don't take that away from him.
He's a true coach that most coaches are miserable, except the one that pulls down the national championship banner at the end of the year.
Except for ex-coaches. Everybody ends the season with a loss, but 2 teams are the Saints, NIT champ, NCAA.
75-52 Spartans.
When you talk about coaches, there is miserable and there's real miserable. Real miserable is Jimmy B. Bayheim. He's never happy. Mr. Happy Coach, we love to tease him.
Baseline, Bridges, inside he feeds. Tillman and a whistle and foul coming up against the Terps.
We're giving Tillman some time. This kid is obviously with that size, space kind of an eater. Well, one thing you got to be alert on baseline drives with Bridges. He does find guys.
So Xavier Tillman doesn't play a lot, but makes the most of his opportunities. He scores a point every 2.5 minutes. Deion Wiley comes in. Herder heads to the bench. Tillman has 5.
When you only have a few weapons, it really makes it tough to get good looks. Herder didn't get as many this second half because they can key on him. But he is a tremendous talent.
That's right, and his mother, Tanya, left the University of Michigan as the school's all-time leading rebounder.
Well, that's not part of his game. Not that he can't. He's not asked to.
Goins with the board. Here comes Winston. Gets it ahead, baseline, and Bridges just explodes to the rim.
And that's going right for a lefty. He's ambient. He's got a great feel. This is when the coach says, why did you pick up the charge? Well, coach, I like my teeth. That's why. Strong. Big attack.
Short.
Both free throws good. Bridges, another great night. He averages 17. He has 15.
Big guy makes his free throws too.
Fernando, quick turn, blocked. Goins, great help.
How about that? That's what we didn't see at this end on that baseline drive by Bridges. Weak side help. Look at this hustle.
Goins, 3.
You know, you're right. They're playing like they're behind. Just a relentless presence.
One thing Michigan State's doing a nice job of is playing without fouling. Deep jumper. That one off the mark for Deion Wiley.
Oh, you're right. They're less than 6 in the first half, too.
See if Winston can get him in something good as he looks over to the sideline. Here's a pick and roll coming.
Everybody stays wide. Little yo-yo, big and...
Batted out, Goins, Winston for 3. That hurts.
What a play by Kenny, huh? Anything you can do to contribute.
Timeout, Maryland. The Michigan State Spartans, the #1 team in the United States, playing an incredible game tonight.
We pack our $5 All-Star meals with all kinds of good.
AP top 10.
Well, Duke, you know, is the only one. Got Michigan State to taste defeat. Going over with that loss at Butler, slipped a little bit. West Virginia's a team nobody's really been talking about. We talked about Oklahoma. How about Virginia? They whacked Virginia Tech. I believe that Virginia Tech. So they've got that pack line defense perked up for Tony Bennett.
Fernando. Cowan with a look.
Nice hustle.
Morcell, Jackson Jr. hopped on it. Tied up, and the possession arrow favors Michigan State.
Where they go after any loose ball like they're on the football field. Well, that's one of his favorite terms, too. Turnovers to touchdowns. One of the things Tom Izzo says. He's got to feel satisfied. He won't let them know that. That they were primed and ready to go. They do have some answers, too, though. At his behest. I love that little play, either lob or he does a little V-cut back. He being Bridges. It's a hot potato, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Nice entry.
Tillman.
Nice little look inside to him, though. Tillman playing against these guys every day is going to become some performer.
Herder. 6 to shoot for Collin. Will take a deep jumper and hits it.
Boy, he's some range. He looks over. What else can I do, right?
He's got 21. Been a big bright spot for Coach Turgeon and this undermanned Terps team. Jackson a 3. Pure.
He's stroked.
15 for the freshman.
I don't think that's the best part of his game either. Now for Merlin, you go back home.
85-55.
Get your game back, get organized. This was just, you met this club at their best. And getting accustomed to playing without guys is difficult.
You're watching the #1 team in the nation, the Michigan State Spartans, coached by Hall of Famer Tom Izzo.
This is our day! This is our time!
His Pac-12 leading Bruins take on the Stanford Cardinal next year on FS1. Until then, we kick it back out to East Lansing as the Spartans try to get into triple figures for the 5th straight game. Gus Raff, take us home.
All right, thank you very much. 85-55. Michigan State has scored 85 or more points in 7 straight basketball games. And I think, Coach, it's all predicated on their defense.
Oh, no, he said they're getting better at the end of the game. I agree with you totally. They make it tough. They get some runouts. They also have plenty of time on the clock to run their stuff. And
so Bridges.
That was a nice meeting. How about the meeting when Bridges said, "Coach, I'm coming back"? Is that better?
Connor George has come in now for Michigan State, number 41. Also, Ben Carter, number 13, with the ball right now.
That bad knee. Could have played at Oregon, UNLV. There's that drive. And replace off the ball screen. Pretty good shooter.
Langford with the basket, but another assist for Cassius Winston. He now has 8.
Slowly eroding the memories of Gus Johnson.
Kid can really play the game.
So can this kid.
Especially from the neck up. Collin. Ooh, beautiful.
How do you stop him? You know, the scout report says keep him out of the lane, and you just can't get him to turn once this way. That blow-by ability, and then the hang and delivery. Tough.
Collin with 23 tonight.
That was not an easy circumstance.
The average is 16, 24. His career high 27 against Illinois. As Winston walks it up the floor. Spartans in no hurry now. Carter.
With that pinch post and then a little either curl, fade. Look at Collin playing. I love the kid.
8 to shoot. Winston, step back 3. Pure.
They beat you so many ways. Get you caught. That uncertainty. Who am I playing?
10 points, 8 assists for young Cassius Winston. No turnovers.
Can't get on him for that tonight.
Nope.
I think it's over here.
Don't forget, on Friday, January 12th, that's next Friday, FS1 proudly presents for the first time ever a men's all-access game as the Providence Friars take on the DePaul Blue Demons. Providence coach Ed Cooley and DePaul coach Dave Lato will be mic'd up live. You will hear every play call, be in the huddles, in the locker room at halftime. You'll hear it all commercial free. That's Friday, January 12th, exclusively on FS1.
They'll behave like gentlemen, I'm sure. That will be worth watching. Ed Cooley mic'd up any time of the day. And Dave Lato, the senior citizen.
Winston is fouled out. 10 points, 8 assists, no turnovers. Collin continuing to score the ball. He has 25, and now the coach will give him little lecture.
10-8. The only thing you would ask him is, what time would you like to practice tomorrow?
Collin leaves with 26. Final 133 of this game. McQuaid, George, Carter, Langford on the baseline.
That's his game, that pull-up.
Morcell.
Big thing for these Maryland kids, and I know Mark will hang tough. That kid will love him going to the ball. Because they've got to hang tough, hang together. Good hands, tough angle on that pass. Had to be a loop.
McQuaid. A minute to play. 91-61. Niggins. Michigan State will improve to 15-1 on the season, 3-0 in the Big Ten. Maryland will fall to 13-4, 2-2 in conference play.
Ooh, a lot of steps, yeah. That's what that suffocating D does to you.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Maryland.
Exit home, get ready for Iowa. Probably see a lot of zone in that one. Nothing easy in this conference. Having been there, big thing is get yourself up, get back to work, and I know he'll do it. He's a gamer.
Deep jumper, George. And out of bounds with 12.7 to go. Next 5 for the Spartans.
Little trip to Columbus, then Rutgers, who's playing some people tough. Occasionally have their performance not up to their standard. And then that Michigan game, that's always big.
That'll be on Fox. We'll be here in East Lansing. So the final score from the Breslin Center, 91-61. MSU dominating.
Pretty impressive.
They shoot 57%. They were 16 of 28 from the three-point line. Spartans looking good. Now let's go to Rob Stone in Los Angeles.
All right, guys, thank you. We're going to hear from Coach Izzo in a moment. But there's LA native Aaron Holiday. He leads the Bruins in scoring. He's been in double figures